Hello everyone. Hope all of you are doing good. Welcome to Intellipaat's live webinar on Become an SQL Expert Zero to Hero. Our trainer for the session is Mr. Sahil Jaiswal. Mr. Sahil Jaiswal is richly experienced in Power BI, SQL, SRSS, data warehousing, and many other reporting technologies. He has been in this industry for about 7+ years as an SQL developer. Please welcome Mr. Sahil Jaiswal sir into the session. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you. So hi everyone. So today we'll start on the SQL side. Okay. So first we have to understand what is a SQL, why we need SQL. Okay. So SQL is basically a database. Okay. So database is basically used to hold the data and save the data. Okay. In the our system. So before the database, when the data DBMS system is not there, so we are using the file system. Okay. So what is the disadvantage of the file system? So the file system, all the data is stored into the file system, and that file is shareable between all the employee. Okay. So now after that the database introduced, so most of the organization is replaced his file system to the database. So now the SQL. Okay. So SQL is basically it's called a structured query language. Okay. SQL is called a structured query language. Structure query language. Okay, so basically SQL is used to interact with the database. Okay, SQL is basically used to interact with the database. So let's say we are about to insert the data into our database. We have to fetch the data from the database, we have to delete the data, we have to update the data. So on that kind of operation we can use the SQL. Okay, so in the market right now we have a different SQL databases. There is one is called MS SQL. Okay, which is like owned by the Microsoft. The another one is called our Oracle. Okay, the next one is called, you can say, MySQL. Okay, the another one is called PostgreSQL. Next one is called SQLite. So there are a lot of version available for the SQL. Okay, but our focus is on the MS SQL. MS SQL means those SQL server which is created by the Microsoft. Okay, so MS SQL is also known as a SQL server. Okay, so for today we will start with the MS SQL from the basic. Okay, and try to accommodate all the main topic. Okay, so you see introduction to SQL. SQL stand for structured query language. Okay, which is standard language for accessing and manipulating databases. So accessing means, let's say we have a data, or we have a data into our tables, right? Now we have to fetch the data from that table, so we can use the SQL. Now we have to save the data into our database, or we have to update the data or manipulate the data. So we can use SQL in that case as well. Okay. So now in SQL we have a different command categories. Okay, different command category we have. So the basic in the SQL we have mostly four kind of categories we have. Okay, first one is called DQL, second one is called DDL, third one is called DML, and the fourth one is called DCL. Okay, so DQL is stand for data query language, DDL is for data definition language, DML is for data manipulation language, and DCL for data control language. Okay, so DQL means data query language, means in this command category we have only one command called select. Okay, called select. So what is the use of select? What is the use of select? So let's say in database, what we are building in database, if we are creating a tables. Okay, we are creating a tables. Table is nothing. Table is, we can say, collection of different columns. Likewise we have Excel format. Let's say we have this Excel. Okay, we have this Excel. So you can see A is called a column name, B is called a column, row is 1, 2, 3, right? This kind of row we have in Excel. In same format, we in the database we are having our tables. Okay, so first we will discuss DQL, then we will try to figure out how we can create a table. So select asterisk from, put your table name. Let's say in my database I have a one table called employee details. Okay, employee details. So employee details is a present in table in my database. So if we want to display the data, what data is present in this table, so we can use our DQL query language. Okay, in DQL we have a select. So select asterisk from your table. That's it. You have to just select this query. You see there is execute button. Click on this. It will display how many data is present in this table. So you see employee ID is a column, first name is a column, last name is a column, DOB is a column, salary is a column, department ID is a column. So there are a lot of columns present in this table. Okay. So now this all is calling, this is a calling column and this is called row. This is all defined as a row. Okay. Let's say employee ID 5, have a first name Sahil, have a last name Jaiswal, right? Had a date of birth this one. So this all called a column and row. So DQL is basically used to display the data which present into our database. Okay. So now the next is, if you see the next is data definition language, DDL command. This is the also important command. Okay. The next command is DDL. Okay. So in DDL we have a create, we have an alter, and we have a drop. Okay. So create will use to create any object into our database. Any object, like we want to create a table. So how we can do? So we can use create a statement. Okay. So let's say how we can create a table. So create. Okay. After the create, we have to give what object you want to create. Because in our SQL server, in our SQL database, we can create different type of objects, right? We can create table, we can create a store procedure, we can create view, we can create trigger. That are a very advanced concept, we will discuss later. First we are focusing on the table part. Okay, so create table. Okay, after this create table, we have to give the table name. So let's say I want to create a table, like we can say employee underscore details. Okay, this is my table name. Okay, this is my table name. Employee detail is our table name, and it's not mandatory to put employee underscore detail. You want to put any name, you can put it. Okay, after this what we have to do, we have to just give the parenthesis, open parenthesis, that it will be the close bracket. Within this we have to give the all column name which we want to create. Let's say I want to create employee ID column, so employee ID. So this will become as a column name. Okay, now after this we have to give the data type. So what is the data type? This is also important concept. So if we are creating any table, within a table we are creating column, so we have to give the information that to the SQL that column will hold which kind of data. Which kind of data means there are different kind of data, right? We can say there's an integer. Integer means numeric value 1 2 3 4 5 6. Character means A to Z, alpha, A B C D, right? There is a fractional data, we can say about very decimal value, 12 point something, right? When we are calculating the percentage, when we are want to store only true false, it's called boolean data type. So there are different data type, but mostly we will focus on the string and the integer. So employee ID will be integer. Integer means numeric value. This column will hold only numeric value, so we can put here integer. Int is the short form of the integer. Okay, after this I want to create another column. Okay, let's say first name. So first name will be my column name. After this we have to give the column again data type. So in string data type, first name will be string, right? Let's say Sahil, let's say Vishal, let's say John. So this all called string. Okay, so string data type will be hold in the SQL server as a varchar. We will discuss it later, but just for the now understanding purpose, just remember varchar is used to hold the string data type. Okay, so now after this we have to give the length. What is the maximum length of this first name? Maximum length means how many character this column can be hold. Okay, so let's say I'm giving the maximum 50 character. Same way we have a last name varchar, let's say 50. Same way we have a salary column. Salary, we all know it's an integer because it's a numeric, right? So int. Same way we have a, let's say each and every employee are working with the some department, correct? So let's say we have a department ID. So int. Once all the column is defined, what we have to do, we have to execute this script. Okay, so just select this script. Okay, after the selection what you have to do, you have to just go and execute this one. Just go and click this, there is execute button, right? Click on this. So now you see command completed successfully. It means the script which we ran, it is already executed on our database. Now this table is present in our database. How we can validate? So we already covered DQL language, right? Select command. So select asterisk from employee underscore details. So you will see here the table is created. Now the same column what we created is present here. Employee ID, first name, last name, salary, and the department ID. Correct? So this is the use of the create table. So same manner we have a alter table, we had a drop. So alter means what we do if we want to modify your table the structure. If you want to modify your table structure, the, you have already existing table you have in a database. Now you want to add new column. Okay, so how we can do? So on that part we can use alter table. So let's say alter table. Okay, alter what we are altering. So we are altering table. Okay, so alter table. Which table you want to alter? So we want to alter the employee underscore details table, right? Copy this here and paste here. Now what we want to add? We want to add a column. So add, let's say I want to add father name column. So add father name, as a father name will be also a string. So varchar, let's say 100. Now first you see here, this table does not have a father name column, right? But when we go and run this script, okay, select this your code and click on this execute button. Okay, so you see command completed successfully. It means that code is successfully executed on our database. Now again, if we go and run this select command, so you will see that column is added here. Now you see the father name is added here. Okay, so this is the use of alter statement. Okay, now there is a drop command. There is a drop command. So what is the use of drop? Let's say after the developing, after the some time, there are a lot of table present in our database. Okay, but there are some table who are not useful right now for our application, right? So if the some data table is already there and we are not using that, so it will take space. Correct? So why we want to waste our space? Because space or the memory is a very precious thing in our database. So what we have to do, the unuseful table that is not used for us. So what we can do, we can remove that object from our database. Okay. So drop will use to remove the table in our database. So let's say how we can drop. So we can use drop table. After this, your object name, your table name. Let's say I have one table called student. You see here, select asterisk from student. When I run this one, you see student ID, first name, last name, and age. We have this table, right? But once I drop this table, so drop table, put your object name student. If I go and run this one, you will see after this drop, that table is not present. You see invalid object name student. Why? Because we remove this table from our database. Okay, so till now we covered our DQL, our DML, right? So DQL, what is DQL? DQL is a data query language. In this command we have only one select command. Okay, select will use to display the data which is available in our tables. Now in DDL we have a create, alter, drop. Okay, so create is used to create any object, alter is used to modify the existing object, and drop is used to remove object from our tables. Okay, so we'll move to the next category. So next category is the DML. Okay, if you see here in next category is DML, right? So DML is called data manipulation language. You see the word manipulation. Manipulation means we are inserting the data, we are deleting the data, or we are modifying the data. Okay, so let's say here we insert, update, and delete, right? We have a insert, update, and delete, right? So once we do insert DDML, it's called data manipulation language. Okay, in data manipulation language we have a insert, update, and delete. Okay, insert, update, and delete. Okay, so what insert will do? So insert will use to insert the data into our tables. Okay, we already create one table. You see here, this is our table, right? Create table employee detail. So the table is already available in our database now, but that table is not holding any data. Okay, now we have to insert the data. So how we can do? So on that part, we can use our insert command. Okay, our insert command. So we can use insert, insert into. After the insert into, we have to give the table name. Okay, so what is the table name we have? So we have employee underscore detail, right? Copy this one, your table name, and put here. Okay, insert into employee underscore details, right? After the employee underscore details, we have to see how many column we have. So how we see what is the column present in this table? So first we have to run select asterisk from this table. Okay, select asterisk from your table. So when I run this one, it will display all the column detail along with the data, but there is no data right now in our table, so that's why it's displaying blank. But what column we have? We have employee ID, first name, last name, salary, department ID, and father name. Okay. Insert into employee underscore detail. We have to give the column name. Column name will be employee ID, comma first name, comma last name, comma salary, comma department ID, comma father name. This will be our column where we have to insert the data. Okay. After this, what we have to do? We have to use values. Okay, bracket. Now the first column is employee ID, so we have to give the first value as employee ID. Let's say employee ID 1, comma first name. So let's say first name is Sahil, so Sahil, Sahil. The next column is last name, so here the third value will be last name. So let's say Jaiswal. Okay, the next column is salary. Here's the salary, then we have to pass here the value of the salary as well. So let's say value salary, let's say 50,000. Okay, comma. Now you see there's a department ID, right? So we can use here department ID 1. Okay, let's say uh not first name, the father name. Okay, father name. So let's say father name, let's say Vipin. Okay, so now this is the syntax of the insert statement. Okay, so now how we can execute? Just select your all query, and you see there in the top of this, you see there's execute button, right? Just go and click that. You see one row affected. One row affected means our data is stored into our this table. So how we can validate that data is stored or not? You can see select asterisk from employee details. If we go and run this one, so you will see the data what we executed here is now present in our table. You see employee ID 1, first name Sahil, last name Jaiswal, salary 50,000, department ID 1, father name Vipin Jaiswal. Our next is the update command. The next is update command. Okay, what is the update? So let's say we have a table employee details. So we all know after the each and every year, okay, each and every organization give the hike of the each and every employee, right, or the increment. So let's say after the 1 year there are some increment into the salary. Okay, so we cannot insert the data because the employee record is already there. So what we have to do? We have to update the new salary for this employee ID 1, correct? So how we can do? So for this part we can use update. So update is basically used to update the latest data into our tables. Okay, update is basically used to update the latest data into our tables. Okay, so how we can do? We can use update. After the update we have to give our table name. So table name will be employee underscore details. Okay, update table name. After this we have to give the set operator. Set means after this we have to give on what column you want to update the value. So let's say I want to update the value on salary column. So let's say salary. Okay, salary equal to what will be the new salary? So let's say new salary will be 70,000. So 70,000, right? Now if I go and run this one, so you will see here the date. You see one row affected. Now if you go and check the data, select history from employee underscore detail, you will see here the new salary is 70,000. Okay, right? So old salary is replaced by the new salary. Okay. So let's say again, if I go and insert new record in this table, the employee in employee ID 2, let's say John, let's say Smith, let's say salary have 40,000, department ID let's say 1, and let's say father name, let's say Daniel. Okay. So now if I go and insert this record, so you will see data is inserted. Now if we go and run this one, you will see data is present in the table, right? Employee ID 1, employee ID 2. Now again, if I want to update the salary for 70 to 80,000, so if I go and replace the value 80,000, but I want to update the data only for the employee ID 1. Okay, if I run this one, you will see what will happen. If I run this one, you see two row affected. If we go and check the data, what happened? The all the record, okay, is updated with the salary 80,000. Why? Because we did not added any condition here. So if we not added any condition, then what's equal to, it will go and update all the record which is present into the table. Okay, so right now there are only two records, that's why two record is updated with the new value. Now let's say our scenario is we have to update the data only for employee ID 1. So I want to update the salary column with 90,000 only for employee ID 1. So on that time we have to add a one filter. So how we can add a filter? So for the filtering purpose, we have a where clause. Where? On what column you want to add a filter? So I want to add a filter on employee ID column, right? So where employee ID equal to 1. So now if I go and run this one, you will see now only one row affected. Now if you go and see the data, you will find out only the employee ID 1 means Sahil, the salary is updated 90,000. John have a still 80,000. Okay. So the where clause is used to filter the data. Clear? Okay. Now the next command is we have a delete. Next is we have a delete. Okay. So what is the use of delete? Let's say there are some employee who just leave our office or organization. They are not working anymore for that particular organization. So what we want to remove the data from our database. Okay, we want to remove the data from our database for that particular employee. So delete is basically used to remove the data for the unused data, or we can say from the table. So how we can do? So we can use delete from. After the delete from, we have to give a table name. So our table is employee underscore details. So if I run this one, so you see there are no filter, right? So it will delete all the data. Okay, because there are no filter. In same manner, when we are updating the data without filter, so it update all the record, correct? But when we applied the employee ID once, it is going to update only one record. In same manner, I want to delete only employee ID 2. So what we can do? So in that time we can use where employee ID equal to 2. So if we go and run this one, so you see the one row affected, right? The one row affected. Now if we go and see the data, select asterisk from employee details, you will see the employee ID 2 is not anymore. Okay, it is removed from our database. Why? Because we delete the data. Okay, now we'll move to our next topic is called data type. That is most important topic also. So we go open our data type. Just let me open that data type slides. So this is called data type. Okay, so in data type we have also a different category. Okay, so in data type we have a numerical data type, we have a string data type, we have a date data type, we have a bool data type. Okay, there are a lot more, but these four are the major categories. Okay, so in first we will start from the numerical. So in numerical data type, we have an integer. Okay, we have a small int, we have a big int, and there's one more, we have a tiny int, we have a decimal as well. Okay, so all these four are basically hold an integer value, but what is the difference? So each and every data type have a different range. Range means this tiny int will be hold up to only 0 to 255 value. Means it this tiny int data type will not hold any negative value, and this tiny int data type will not hold more than the value which is more than the 255. Okay, in same manner we have an integer range. It will become -32767 to 768 to 32767. Okay, now there is also called int, small int. Also small int also have a range, you see here. Okay, sorry, by mistake I put the small int range into the integers. Small int have a this range. Okay, integer have a very big range. If you see here, this is the integer range -21474836482214673738. Okay, same manner we have a big int. So big int is a very big range. Okay, so if we want to store a data, let's say age, there is a age column. We all know the human age will be minimum some months, right? Or the maximum would be 120 130 maximum, right? So we can use tiny int. Okay, because this tiny int will hold up to 0 to 255. Why? Because yeah, there should be doubt why we not using big int for every integer value or the every numerical value. Because what happened, tiny int will take only 1 byte memory. Okay, because we have to also keep in the mind which data type will take how much memories. It will take 1 byte. A small int will take 2 byte. Okay, integer will take 4 byte, and big int will take 8 byte. Okay, so let's say if there is a one column, there is an employee table, right, there is an employee table, let's say, and in employee table I have an age column. So let's say I declare as a age as a big int. Okay, let's say employee table have a 10,000 employee. Okay, so if I declare as a big int, okay, so let's say first we compare as a tiny int, then we declare as a small int, then we declare as an int. So let's say tiny int have a memory size 1 byte, right? A small int is a memory size is 2 byte. Int have a memory size is 4 byte, and big int is a memory size as a 8 byte. So let's say if I declare employee as a age column as a tiny int, so 10,000 employee, so 1 multiply 10,000, so this will take 10,000 byte, correct? If I declare age as a small int, so 2 multiply 10,000, right? Because we have a 10,000 employee, right? So it will take around 20,000 byte, correct? It if we are declaring as an integer, so integer will take 4 byte, so 4 multiply 10,000, so it will take 40,000 byte. If we declare as a 8 byte or a big int, so it will take 10,000 multiply 8 means 80,000, right? Even the tenant will be suitable for us. We can do with the tenant and we can do with the big int as well. But you see, this is taking 10,000 byte, this is taking 80,000 byte. So 70,000 byte, there is a gap between the tenant and big int. These are called like lot of memory, right? So that's why when we are creating a table, we have to keep in mind what data we want to store and what data type is suitable for that kind of data. Okay, because it will save lot of memory. Okay, now we'll move to the our string data type. So in string data type we have a character character type, we have a varchar. Okay, they are also called, we have a n varchar. First we will discuss char and varchar. Okay, so let's say here we are using one variable. So in SQL we can use declare. Declare we will use to declare any variable, so or creating any variable. So declare, and let's say the first name. Okay, after this I'm giving a data type char. when we are using any string data types, char, var, and var, then we have to give the length. So what will be the maximum character that value column will be hold? So let's say the char will hold up to maximum 10 character. Okay. So now here I'm assigning the value, let's say Sahil. Okay. So now if I want to display the first name value, select add first name. Okay. Now if I go and run this one, just see here how many length 10, how many character I passed, only 5. Okay, you see Sahil is displaying. Now if I copy this one, okay, and paste here within this single quote, just see my the end cursor. You see there is a cursor is blinking. So you see there are a lot of blank spaces there. But when I assign the value, there is no space, right? But when we display the value, there are a lot of space. So how many spaces there? You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 space. Why 5 space? There is a reason. Okay. Do you see here how many character we are declaring here? This will hold maximum 10 character, right? So 10. How many character I pass here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10 minus 5. How many space will be remaining? 5. That's why SQL go and add a blank space after the string. Okay. So if I, let's say Sahil space J. Okay. If I go here and pass here, let's say another name, let's say my full name, let's say full name. Okay. Let's say Sahil J. So now I passed here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? 7 character I passed, right? So if we go and check how many blank spaces added by the SQL, you will see here, copy the same output and just paste here in the single code. So we'll see 1, 2, 3. Why 3? Because total length is 10. Okay, total length is 10 minus how many character we passed? We passed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So 7. 10 minus 7 equal to 3. So that 3 space will be added at the end of this string. Okay, so we can say this is a disadvantage of the character. Now, what is a varchar? So when we declare any column or any variable as a varchar, it will not add any blank space. That's it. Okay. So let's say if I'm going to again declare any variable, declare as first name as a varchar. Okay. Varchar 10. If I'm passing again Sahil. Okay. So now if we go and display the Sahil or the first name, our variable. Okay. If I run this one, so you see same value it is displaying, right? But if we copy the command, copy the value and paste here, you will see there are no space. There is no space. So it will save the memory, right? It will save the memory. There are no blank spaces there. Okay. So this is the difference between the varchar and the char. Okay. Now if you see there are another one is called nvarchar. Okay. So nvarchar, what is the use of nvarchar? So we all know in a string data type we have a Unicode and a non-Unicode. So this is an English keyword. This is called non-Unicode. Let's say we want to store any Chinese value, any Japanese value, any Spanish value. Okay, anything. So that kind of value we can't store in a non-Unicode data type. So if we want to store any Chinese value, let's say we have anything. Let's say we in Chinese. Let's say okay. So this is a Chinese let's say word, right? I want to save into my database. So let's say I declare any variable, let's say declare add first name as a varchar, let's say 20. And now I'm assigning this Chinese character. Okay, you see this Chinese character I assigned here. Now if I go and run the select statement, what value I pass, I am able to fetch or that or not. Okay, so if we go and run this one, you see I'm passing something different value, right? But I'm getting some question mark because this is a Unicode character. Okay, this is a Unicode character, right? And this varchar is a non-Unicode data type, so it is not compatible. SQL is not able to understand what value we are passing in this variable. So for this issue, SQL give us to the next new data type, which is called as a Unicode data type called nvarchar. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to just do the simple changes. We have to just declare as a variable, okay, as a n varchar. That's it. Okay. Now, if we are assigning some value, okay, in the varchar, just we have to add here n as a prefix. Okay, n as a prefix. Now, if we go and run this one, select add first name, you will see here the data is stored what we pass. Okay, the data is stored what we pass here, right? So this is called Unicode data. Okay, so this is a major difference between the varchar and the n varchar. Okay, now we have a one more data type is called date data type. Date. So let's say we want to store our date of birth. Let's say in employee table we have a date of birth column. We want to have a date of joining column, right? So this is called a date. Okay. So in the date data type we have a date, we have a date time. Okay, these are there are a lot more date time to date time offset. There are different data type is also there, but this is a major one which we are using into our database. Date and date time. So let's say we are using any date data type. So declare as date. Let's say date of birth, DOB as a date. Okay. Let's say always remember the date data type will be also enclosed with the single quote. Okay, so let's say, and also remember the date data type, the we can say the pattern what we have to pass here, we have to follow y dash dash ddd. This is the standard parameter, or we can say standard pattern what we have to use for the date column. Okay, so let's say 1993, it's the year. Now let's say month is October, date is 30. Okay, now if we go and display here at DOB, so you will find out the same data. You see 1993 3030. So this is your date. Okay, in SQL we have one function called get date. Okay, so this get date, what it will do, it will return the current date time. So if we run this one, you see it is written the current date time. In this date type, we have a date and time both. So what we can do, we just replace the date. You see here the date and time part both. So what happen if we assign the date and time both in the date variable? Okay, because this is a date. So if we run this one, so you see what will happen. You see I am passing the date and time both, but still I am getting only date, right? Why? Because this date data type can hold only the date value. Okay, it will not hold any time value. Okay, so you see when I run this one again, it will display only date. Now let's say I want to hold date and time both. So what we can do, the simple thing, we have to make a small change here. We have to just go and write here date and date time. Okay, so this date time will hold date and time both. So now if you go and run this one, you will see this column is will display date and time both part. Okay, okay, so it is called date data type. Okay, so there are a lot more data type in date. We have a date time, we have a date time too. Now after the date data type, we have to cover the operator multiple operator. So let's say operator. So in operator we have a mostly use and, we have a or, we have a in, we have a between. Okay, we have a greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, we have a not in, right? There are multiple, we have a like operator. So there are different operator. Okay, so let's say we start from the and operator. So let's say we have a one table. See, there are one table, select asterisk from employee details. Okay, see here employee details. Okay, now when I run only this command, select asterisk from employee details, it will display all the data, but I want to add some filter. Okay, I want to add some filter. Let's say where first name equal to, let's say Praveen. Okay, so if I run this one, So you'll see there are a lot of employee who are having the first name as a Praveen. It's common. It's not an issue, right? Because maybe there are most of there are some employee who are having the same first name, right? So if I run this one, so I am getting a lot of data, but I want to add another condition. What I want to add, I want to also add where the employee have a first name Praveen and also who are getting salary 40,000. So how we can do? It means we have to apply two conditions. So when we have to apply more than one condition, okay, and we want to check all the condition is true, then data will be returned. So we have to use AND operator. So what we have to do? First name equal to Praveen and okay, salary equal to 40,000. So what condition we have applied? We have applied two conditions. First name equal to Praveen and salary equal to 40,000. Now how SQL will go and search the data? SQL go and check each and every record. Let's see here. Let's say we have this table. 1 minute. We have this employee table, right? In this, let's say copy this data set here in our Excel. Okay, let's say this is our database. Okay, in this table database we have this table. Okay, so now how SQL server go and run the query? Okay, so SQL and go and check. Okay, first name equal to Praveen, right? Last name is salary. It's true or false? It's, let's say here we have to add two conditions. First name equal to Praveen. First name equal to Praveen. Okay, and the salary equal to 40,000, right? And let's say we have all data here. So this is the all data. Okay, so how SQL go and search? So first SQL go and check first record. First record is employee ID 5. So first name Sahil. Sahil is equal to Praveen. It's false, so it will come here 0. Okay. Now salary is 10. Here 1 lakh. Here 40,000. This condition also false, so false. Both are false. Again here Praveen. The first name is Praveen. This Praveen is equal to this first name equal to Praveen, right? This first name will be replaced with this value. Praveen equal to Praveen. It's true. So it's come here 1. Okay. Now here the salary is 40,000. This 40,000 will come here. 40,000 equal to 40,000. Correct? Is true. When it's condition true, so it will return 1. Okay. You see here Praveen. So this Praveen is equal to Praveen. It's true. Correct. But you see here salary is 20,000. This 20,000 is equal to 40,000. It's false. So in same manner, SQL go and check each and every record. The next record is also Praveen is equal to Praveen. It's true. So it will come true. But your salary is 51,000 is equal to 40,000. It become false. So SQL go and check each and every record and mark true and false. After that, if you see we have an AND condition. AND means both the condition will true, that record will return. So in our case, you see only one record is having which are fulfill the both the condition. So if I run this one, we will get only one record. If I run this one, you see only one record is coming out. So this is called a AND operator. Okay, so in the same manner we have a OR operator, so we'll discuss later. Okay, but AND operator means, and let's see, we want to add another condition. You want to add AND gender equal to M. So you can add here and more condition as well. There are no limitation. If you want to add 10 conditions, you can put it. Okay. Yeah. So for today, I think it's quite good. We cover most important topic till now. Okay. So Nitish, you can take away from here. Okay.
Yes, Sahil. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for a brief explanation. So, hello everyone. This is Nitish. Actually, I'm a course advisor from Intellipaat. As Sahil informed you how SQL can be more convenient and beneficial to maintain databases. Now, so as Sahil informed you how SQL can be more beneficial for you, you will be able to learn SQL from basics, even if you are from the non-technical domain. The course that we are providing is a Microsoft SQL certification training program, which we are providing in collaboration with Microsoft. Here, you will be learning everything from basics till advanced level. Whatever you are required to have the knowledge about in terms of SQL, everything will be taught to you in with the help of the live classes. Along with that, you will be having recorded materials as well as you will be having the project work and exercises as well. where you can get a proper hands-on experience as well. Now it's basically a 30 hours of program which will be around 1 month of course, and in this 1 month you will be learning everything from basics. Here you can see what exactly you are going to learn in the SQL program, starting from basics SQL architecture, client server, relational and database types, deploying several functions, operators, etc. This is an overview that you are getting right now in this what you will learn in this SQL certification course. Now, in the curriculum part, you will be able to find out each and every detail what you are going to learn. Starting from basics, you will be having the introduction to SQL. Then you will be having database normalizations and entity relationship, SQL operators, working with SQL, joint tables functions, deep dive into SQL functions, working with subqueries, SQL views, deep dive into user-defined functions. Till this, you will be learning till 13 modules. Everything will be taught to you from basics till advanced level. Now, the classes that we are conducting, they are in two format. First of all, you will be having the live classes in the weekdays as well as in the weekends. Weekday batches will be conducted from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. in the morning, and in the evening, you will be having the 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. batch. Whatever the live classes you are attending, these are interactive sessions. Whatever doubts you are having, you can easily clear these doubts with the help of the industry experts. Now, the industry experts that we're having, these are experienced candidates who are having around 10 to 15 years of industry experience, as well as 8 to 9 years of relevant domain experience also they are carrying. So they will be teaching you everything starting from basics. You will be learning the advanced concept with the proper interactive sessions. If you will be able, if you are not able to, clear, if you're not able to clear the doubts during the live classes, separate doubt clearing sessions will also be arranged for you according to your suitability, according to the time that you are comfortable into. Along with the live classes, in case if you are missing out any of the classes due to some unavoidable reasons, you will be able to have the recordings as well with you. Once you enroll in the program, your account will be created. Over there, you can find the recordings which will be with you for your lifetime. And while going through them, you might face some issues like you are not able to understand the particular module or anything you are not able to understand. In that case, separate doubt clearing sessions will also be conducted for yourself. In these live sessions, along with that, you will be having 16 hours of self-paced, which means recorded materials. In addition to self-paced, you will be having the project work and exercises as well. Now, during the live classes, you will be getting the theoretical knowledge, but when it comes to the practical knowledge, you are required to have a proper exposure. Here, the industry experience project that you are providing, these are the projects which you have taken from the organizations. They will be helping you to get a proper idea what kind of projects currently companies are working on, what kind of industries you will be able to go ahead for after completion of this program. Each and every detail you will be able to get by working upon these project work and exercises, and it will be a real world experience. So you will be able to understand everything starting from basics till advanced level. Once you will be completing the program, you will be getting a certification from Microsoft, which will be a course completion certificate. And along with that, there are some certifications exams are also conducted by SQL, which you will be able to clear by taking up this program. This will be the certificate which will be provided to you at the end of this course once you submit the project work. The project work that we will be providing, it will be from different industries, starting from marketing, healthcare, finance, retail. Each and every industry will be having the project so that you can properly understand the requirement about this course and then properly go ahead for a specific companies as well. Once a learner is completing the program, if he's looking for job opportunities as well, he will be provided with the career assistance. In career assistance, we will be focusing on three parts. First of all, creating your profile. After that, you will be having the interview preparations as well, where you will be getting an assistance in developing your interview skills, which are required and which are expected by the hiring managers. You will be having number of mock interviews, which will be conducted by the experts, which will be giving you the proper idea what kind of interviews, what kind of interview questions are being asked at the time of the interviews, how many rounds will be conducted. Unless and until you guys are sure that you are industry ready, you can have these interview preparations. And all of these services will be with you for your lifetime, even if you have completed the program. So after completion of the course, as in after 1 or 2 years, if you want to avail this career assistance part, you can ask for the assistance from Intellipaat, and they will be helping you to get a proper assistance provided to you for you at that time. After you have completed the interview preparations, you will be having the job assistance as well. We will be forwarding your resumes and LinkedIn profile in all the organizations that you are in collab. Companies like Amazon, Nasdaq, Genpact, Wipro, Sony, Gartner. These are all the organizations that we are in collaboration with, where your resumes and LinkedIn profile will be forwarded so that you can look for proper opportunities for yourself according to your specific location, the salary package that you are expecting, the companies that you want to apply for. In all of these organizations, you will be forwarding your resumes and LinkedIn profile so that you can have proper opportunities for yourself. So right now we are taking the admissions for the upcoming batches. The first batch that will be starting, it will be from today in the evening, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. It's a weekend batches. If anyone is interested in going it for the weekday batches, the batch will be starting from 27th of December, which will be conducted in the morning 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So this is from my side.